Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a return to subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. So guys, some months ago, I did a story out of Manassas, Virginia. Shout out Manassas, about this woman here. I'll use her mugshot so you guys remember it, those of you that have been keeping up with the stories I've been doing. This woman right here is Latoya Crabb with the E at the end. Age 34. This woman's currently locked up because on the afternoon of October 21st, around 2:30 in the afternoon, this woman shot her husband, or ex-husband now, that she had filed for divorce from, Curtis Crabb, 36-year-old father of her children. Now, this woman has been locked up in Prince William County, Virginia, at an adult detention center ever since she's did this in October. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is she's just now about to go, her case is about to go before a grand jury to see if she's going to be found liable because of a murder charge, because she claimed it was self-defense. Now, I did this story, if you guys can't remember, and I'm going to show you the older video to get you guys caught up. But the husband, and a lot of us, when you see, guys, when you see this video, a lot of you women that went through, like, you know, domestic disputes and stuff like this, it's a pattern that abusers follow. And this guy has all of those patterns. This woman wound up shooting this guy after he snuck back in the house because they was living in their parents' house, right? And the parents told him to get out. He got out. She filed for divorce. And he snuck back in there to do some harm to her after threatening her multiple times. She shot him. Now, they're trying to act like it wasn't self-defense, and just look at the old video and then I'm gonna show you the new one. Take a look at this.
Today, after police say she shot and killed her ex-husband.
David Kaplan has the exclusive interview with the suspect's mother, and the kids, David, were at home the time of the shooting.
They were. All three of them were inside. We're told the oldest is 4 years old. All the kids were okay. I spoke with that mother. She said that her daughter, Latoya Crabb, told her husband, Curtis, earlier in a couple weeks before this happened, that she wanted a divorce. She believes something happened in the family home that caused her daughter to pull the trigger, but she believes her daughter did so out of self-defense. I spoke with the defense attorney. He says he expects to make a similar argument tonight. That mother defending what her daughter is accused of doing. To Fox 5. Take a listen.
The people who know her know that that's not the case. I can't help how the other people are going to think. And I understand that if I was on the outside looking in, I would think the same thing. But we all know her. And what she did was her last option. She would not have did it if she had any other recourse that she could have taken.
Certainly there are charges in this case. Friends have messages on social media of Curtis Crabb saying that he was a good friend to them, that they are devastated by his passing. Manassas City Police say they were called to the home on Brinkley Lane at 2:30 Monday for the shooting. There they found Curtis Crabb with at least one gunshot wound. Emergency personnel declared him dead at the scene. Manassas City Police tells me there was no recent history of domestic violence related calls to the house. Sergeant Brent Stubbs didn't say much to me about a motive in this case as the investigation goes on, but it was closely reviewed with police and the Commonwealth's attorney before the decision was made to charge Crabb with second-degree murder. They spoke with witnesses as well. He says he described the scene at the house on Monday afternoon.
She came out, surrendered to police right away. We were able to quickly go inside, clear the residence, secure the children, make sure they were safe, and located Mr. Crabb, who at the time was already apparently deceased.
Latoya Crabb does remain in a Prince William County jail cell. Her bond hearing is set for Tuesday. We may learn a little bit more about this case then.
That was the original story that I did on that, and I think this lady should not be in jail. I don't. You know, this guy did all of this stuff, same bullying tactics and stuff a lot of abusers do. He's in a situation where he's in a parent's house. So it ain't like it's her house and she's saying, get out of my house, and he's intimidating her. He has to go. Gave him 30-day notice. Get your black ass out the house and get up the goddamn street. He upset. Another thing about the situation was the phone, the text calls. How many times you guys been in a relationship, guys or girls, you want to get rid of somebody and they blow your phone up, blow your phone up. You don't answer the phone, all of a sudden, here they come with the threats. I had the same thing happen to me with an ex-wife I had. You know what I'm saying? Answer the phone, blowing up because I ain't feel like arguing no more. Next thing I know, I get pictures of my damn computer, my YouTube stuff, then a picture of a bat, then all of a sudden all my shit broke up. Juggernaut real, Juggernaut dangerous. It affected your boy. The stock market went as well. We all know what it is. Wind up getting away from that, luckily. But I mean, come on, man. Things is what they think. Nobody should have to succumb to somebody being so dissatisfied that they want to hurt the other person after they've done something that got them in that position in the first place. Family has said, oh, family and friends, he was a good friend. Oh, in his obituary, it said he was a doting father. Of course they're going to say that shit. Nobody knows what goes on in the house. But one thing for sure, this guy threatened her family. And they seem like good people. You threaten family. First of all, dumbass, as a husband, living with your wife in your parents' house, that's head scratching right there. That right there show you need priority in getting yourself up to where you take your family in a direction where y'all self-sufficient and you are the leader. That's the thing. Nobody talking about that whole situation. Shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now, granted, things happen sometimes, and you might have to go back home and you have to get help from others. But I mean, to be cutting up in somebody else's house, that's a gracious enough host to have you sit there to get yourself together, whether you family or not. Certain things got to be in priority where you get out of that house. If I had to go live with my mom right now, my brain would explode every second. I got to get out of there. I'm a man. I need my own shit. And if I got a family, they got to go with me. Crazy. Let's go up to what they're talking about now. This story broke yesterday. This woman's still locked up. They need to free her, man. Look.
Well, next week, a Prince William County grand jury is expected to decide if a Manassas mother will go to trial for murdering her husband. Police say LaToya Crabb shot and killed Curtis Crabb in her family's home back in October.
But LaToya's mother says there's a missing piece to what happened. She alleges her daughter acted in self-defense. And for the first time, we're also hearing from LaToya since her arrest. Rafael Sanchez Cruz has the story.
LaToya's mother says this is a case of a woman defending herself and her family. We were just about to interview her when her daughter LaToya Crabb called from the Manassas jail. She did not talk about the case, but she did have this to say.
Oh, that's my daughter.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from William Crabb, an inmate at the Prince William Manassas jail.
For the first time, we're hearing from LaToya Crabb, accused of shooting and killing her husband in her family's Manassas home.
This whole process has been frustrating and overwhelming, and my children are suffering for me being here, trying to prove my innocence. But it's a long process to prove that point.
The point LaToya is trying to prove is that she shot the father of her 3 children in self-defense.
I know my daughter. I know people say that. I know my daughter. She would never hurt anybody. But her life was on the line. It was either her life or his life.
LaToya Crabb is charged with second-degree murder.
They're alleging that she reloaded the gun, and that's why they've denied bond twice.
Right.
What do you respond to those allegations?
Maybe she did reload, and she shot him as many times as it took to stop the threat.
Curtis and LaToya got married in 2019 and were raising their children in the lower level of her parents' home. LaToya's mother, Marilyn Martin, says things changed when her daughter asked Curtis for a divorce in August.
There were red flags that I saw that I didn't like. But I don't really get into my children's relationship.
Martin says one of the red flags came after she served Curtis a 30-day notice to vacate the home. She says her son confronted his brother-in-law about not taking care of his children.
She came to me that night and said, "Why did he say that? Are y'all trying to get me killed?" And that it took me back, and I'm like, whoa, she's never used that language.
Martin says the second red flag came 2 days before the shooting, when Curtis allegedly sent her daughter a series of text messages that read in part, "Answer my call or I'm going to go to the house and punch your mother in the face," followed by, "I will hurt everyone in that house, then set it on fire," and finally, "I'm taking the kids. You will never see them." Martin says her daughter was experiencing domestic abuse.
Why didn't she do something? Well, she did. She prevented those 5 murders.
Manassas City Police say they do not have records of them responding to domestic violence calls in the family's home prior to the deadly shooting. Martin says that morning, her daughter tried contacting a domestic violence group who sent her this alleged text message that reads, "Currently, we're experiencing unusually high wait times and have limited availability for live services."
You can't judge what you would do if you're not in that situation.
We reached out to the Prince William County Commonwealth's attorney for comment. She tells us that in order to ensure a fair trial for the defendant, her office will not comment on pending cases. We also tried reaching out to Curtis Crabb's family multiple times, but we did not get a response. An online memorial describes him as a dedicated family man and a proud, loving, and doting father to his children.
I don't care what you say, guys. I chalk that shit up to cause and effect. Every human being, whether you're a man or a woman, have a right to defend yourself and the ones you love. This asshole threatened to punch her mom in the face. I'll hurt everybody over there. You'll never see your kids again. I'll hurt you. Now, they said one thing that I want to bring light to. In fact, 2 things. Oh, there has never been a record of domestic violence at the house. Report at the house. So the fuck what? How many people out here, especially women, suffer in silence? Some of you women that watch me right now have been in that very same predicament as Miss Crabb. Come on. Right? Been in that same predicament as her. Don't want the embarrassment and the shame to let people know you're getting your ass whipped, but stuff is happening, and now you got a monster in your house that knows that you ain't gonna try to say nothing, and they can have their way and act any way they want. Said the brother-in-law confronted him about not taking care of his kids. You understand what I'm saying? You live in a house close enough, he see what's going on. He say something to him about it. Later on, she say she want a divorce. Did you hear what she said? Said she ran to her mom. Why y'all say something to him? You trying to get me killed? Mom said, wait a minute, that was a flag. Wait, oh, you ain't never talked like that. You see what I'm saying? Man, listen. Another thing I want to point out is this. So what if she loaded the gun again and kept shooting him? You don't know how you feel as somebody beating your ass and doing it in front of kids and threatening your mom and all this stuff and saying what they'll do. He created a nightmare up here as well as in reality by beating on the chick. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, Steve, but you don't know that. You don't know that. You know, you seem like you siding with the girl. Listen. If you look at her mom seemed like a decent person. Sat up there and spoke, said some real shit. Miss Crabb was on the phone. So first thing out of her mouth is, hey, I'm suffering. My children are suffering with me in here. And all she was trying to do was protect them. This guy was the aggressor, and you seen it, so fuck him. Seriously. Grown-ass fucking kid, a man-child. I'll set the house on fire. You see that nice house they have? They welcomed you in there, fool. Why you getting mad? Because you've been found out. Your mask done fell off. Everybody see what you are. And now people are like, hey, man, we don't feel safe with you around us. You gotta go. So leave. They gave you 30 fucking days. And here you come turn to a hellraiser. You sneak back in the house and she Johnny Blazed your ass. Let her the fuck out. Were you supposed to be there? No. Were you threatening her? Turning up before she shot you? Yes. Was she threatening you? No. Let her the fuck out. Yo, man, free LaToya Crabb, man. Let her out. And it's the thing. I want y'all to understand something, especially you young people out there. Jail is easy to go, but it's hard to get out. She been in there for months. For months. Her case ain't even in front of the grand jury yet to see what she's going to be charged with. She just sitting there like something on the shelf. A case like this need to be evaluated immediately. Okay, what are we looking at here? Boom. Okay, what's her history? She a troublemaker? No. She was in the military. She doing all this other stuff. Yeah, well, what about him? Let her out. Let her out. Her main mistake was giving this dude a chance. See, but then again, you can't blame people. Hell, we all had relationships where we had to break them off. Sometimes people aren't who they say they are. And then when you see them up close and you can see through the mask, or the mask fall off because it's too heavy to carry all the time, you see what you're dealing with. It's your divine right to get away from that person or call it quits. It should not end in a death sentence. And it shouldn't end in somebody threatening you to stay with them if you don't want to be with them more, regardless if you got children or not. For real, I would rather leave somebody and have my sanity and well-being than lose my mind staying with somebody because I'm scared what they're going to do to me or mine when they know I don't want to be with them and they still want to hold on to me because it's a type of control. This is wrong. That woman should not be in there. She shouldn't. I said it before and I'll say it again. I wish I had the original video I did before where it had all this stuff together, but I was trying to look for it. I couldn't find it. That's the closest thing to it. That first video I showed y'all, this shit is wrong, man. She's sitting in there. You heard her? I'm going to have to fight hard to prove my innocence. Why? Oh, well, it's a reasoning of if it was self-defense, she reloaded the gun and she shot him again. So the fuck what? Police do that all the goddamn time. They'll run up on the person running and blast them. It'll be 5 or 6 cops. They'll shoot the whole damn clip. Some of them will reload and still be shooting when the body's on the ground and not moving. Why? Because they feel as though it's a threat that they would eliminate to stop themselves from being hurt so they can go home at night. What the fuck is the difference with what she did? She got babies. Family that love her. Showed love. Opened their doors for y'all to come in there and all he did was act the fucking fool. Fuck this. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Free LaToya Crab, y'all. Let's go.